On the afternoon of November 24th, 1971, the day before Thanksgiving, air travel in America felt simple. Passengers dressed well, security was minimal, and no one expected history to be made at 10,000 feet. At Portland International Airport, a man in a dark suit purchased a one-way ticket to Seattle. He gave his name as Dan Cooper. He was polite, quiet, unremarkable. No one noticed him. He boarded Northwest Orient Flight 305 and took a seat near the rear of the cabin. Shortly after takeoff, he handed a note to the flight attendant. At first, she ignored it. Passengers flirted with flight attendants back then. Notes were common. But this one was different. It read, "I have a bomb." When she looked up, the man calmly opened his briefcase. Inside were wires, cylinders, and something that looked very real. There was no panic in his voice, no raised tone, just instructions. He wanted $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck waiting in Seattle. If his demands weren't met, the plane wouldn't land safely. The aircraft circled the city for hours. On the ground, authorities scrambled. There was no playbook for this, no hostage negotiation manuals, no federal response teams as we know them today. Eventually, the money was delivered. So were the parachutes. Flight 305 landed in Seattle just after dusk. Passengers were released. The crew stayed. The man, now known to the press as DB Cooper, gave new instructions. He ordered the plane back into the air. Destination, Mexico City. But he wanted to fly low, slow, with the rear stairway lowered mid-flight. Outside, the weather had turned violent. Heavy rain, strong winds, near freezing temperatures. Inside the cabin, Cooper sat calmly, smoking a cigarette, counting his money. Somewhere over the dark forests of the Pacific Northwest, a warning light flashed. The rear stairway had been deployed. And then, without a word, without a sound, DB Cooper jumped. He vanished into the night. The plane landed safely. The money was gone. The man was gone. And nothing was left behind. No parachute, no body, no clear answers. An unprecedented manhunt followed. The FBI launched the longest and most expensive investigation in its history. They searched forests, rivers, mountains. They interviewed hundreds of suspects: pilots, soldiers, skydivers, ordinary men who fit a vague description. Years passed. Then, in 1980, a child digging along the Columbia River found something strange: stacks of decaying $20 bills. Serial numbers matched the ransom money, but nothing else. No parachute, no remains, no explanation for how the money got there. Did Cooper survive the jump, or did the river slowly return what the forest kept? Experts disagreed. Some argued the jump was impossible, the weather too harsh, the terrain too unforgiving. Others pointed out something unsettling. Cooper knew aviation. He understood parachutes. He knew exactly where the rear stairways were. This was not luck. This was planning. Over time, Cooper became something else entirely. Not just a criminal, but a legend. The last skyjacker who vanished. A ghost who outsmarted the system. A symbol of an era before metal detectors, before locked cockpit doors, before fear reshaped flight. In 2016, the FBI quietly closed the case. Officially unsolved. Unofficially unfinished. Because no one has ever proven that DB Cooper died. And no one has ever proven that he lived. Somewhere between the clouds and the forest floor, the truth disappeared. And more than 50 years later, America is still asking the same question. Did DB Cooper fall to his death? Or did he get away with the perfect crime?